Hello and happy Thursday. Welcome to Creative Chaos. My name is Christy from Flip City Magazine, and Creative Chaos is a show dedicated to shining the spotlight on fantastic people creating fascinating things outside the mainstream. And I've got a really great guest for you tonight. But first, as always, Creative Chaos is sponsored by Flip City Magazine, and we've got one of our video promos to show.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I just love Flip City Magazine. How about you, Batman? I'm seeing you on my screen because I did not pin Cosmic Grandpa, so I'm getting super confused. You haven't been invited in yet.
Nope, I
Hey,
haven't.
so, yes, I just love Flip City Magazine. All our readers love us too. And I know you would as well. If you go to flipcitymag.com, you can subscribe to 4 issues per year, and it's only $44.95. Besides that, you also get our parodies, special edition, 72 pages of our best parodies sent to you digitally immediately. So you can do all of that at flipcitymag.com. And I'm super excited to bring in my sidekick because he's been gone for so long, and it looks like he turned his darn camera off. Let's bring Batman in. He's been in Peru. Hi,
Yes, I
Batman.
have.
I've missed
Hey.
you.
I missed you guys too.
I'm
Been
on vacation now.
I see that. It looks great behind you. Look at those mountains.
Hmm. You're gonna see them change throughout the night. They're gonna be fantastic. Um, yeah. So, did you have safe travels back?
I did. I had a very safe time there. I have family in Peru. I have a uh, an an adopted daughter, if you will, who her and her family live in Peru. She's got three boys. Her husband's actually a famous chef in Peru, and he owns two restaurants, and he is the host of their version of our, I guess you would call it, Food Network channel. He is the host of A La Casina, and Kumar is an interesting and funny guy. You think I'm outgoing and funny? Well, you got to meet him.
I do think you're outgoing and funny. So going
Oh,
out with the
thank
two
you.
of you is
Yeah,
just nonstop laugh, right?
yeah, it was. It was. We went out to dinner one night, and he took us to an extremely high-end restaurant, um, one of the oldest I forgot what you call it, but it was a mansion at one time that and the old house was converted into a restaurant, and it's got a balcony with seating, and it's got the main floor, and it's exclusive, and you actually need to make reservations weeks in advance to get in there. And it's a husband and wife team, Astrid and Gaston's,
Okay.
and that's the name of the place. And we had nothing but tapas all night long, but it was constant tapas. And needless to say, it was not a cheap night.
Right. Well, I'm kind of surprised you didn't send us one of your postcards that you sent us, every week while you were gone. You sent us postcards.
Yeah.
And cause if you can bring that up, I want to review these. I can't believe you didn't send one from your tapas place from your friends, but you did
Um,
you did
it-
send us a picture of that
yes.
place. What's it called again?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. Thank you, sir.
Yep. What's going on? Stuck in New York. Good to see you out there. Prairie Fire. And we had TGM pop in for a quick hello and throw us a red pill.
And I'm super excited that you're here because I am on vacation. I am not watching the chat tonight. So, Batman, thank you so much for letting me know who's here. Hello, stuck
No,
in New York. And
that's what sidekicks are for.
yes. So this one had me a little confused. Your gal here didn't
Yes.
seem to be able to get her top on back on correctly.
No, she got her arm stuck in the in in the brassiere portion. But
Now, what is it like riding a llama?
um, uh, it's almost like riding a donkey, one step in front of the other, just gallop, gallop, gallop. Yes,
Okay.
that's nice and slow.
Now, I'm
They
wondering,
don't run fast.
were you getting a little sweaty in the bat suit?
Extremely, yes. It
Okay.
was extremely warm there, warmer than I anticipated, and so yeah. But we had a really good night. As Cosmic is showing this last one, it's looks like the pizza parlor we ate at.
Oh, really? I'm
Yeah,
sure it must have been called El Ranchito de Linda.
yeah. No, it was actually called Moto Rock, and it was all motorcycle and rock and roll themed. It was an amazing. It was an amazing trip. It was an
Excellent.
amazing trip. But
And then you did take a day to take the suit off. Must have been very hot that day.
yeah, it was extremely hot on top of Machu Picchu. It was a great day. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. That was actually the first time that my girlfriend was actually up to Machu Picchu, and she's a native of Peru, and she's originally from the village of San Pedro de Cajas. So you see that valley behind you over your shoulder. Well, that's kind of like where she lived at the foothills of the Andes mountain regions. That's where she grew up, her and her seven brothers and sisters with her parents.
Very
And
nice.
Yeah, so she's
And
Inca
but she
Indian.
never.
Go ahead.
So how far is it from where she lives then? Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu from where she lives is like 8 hours by
Uh,
car.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, I guess I
yeah,
can see why you wouldn't necessarily go.
yeah. And a lot of natives normally don't go to Machu Picchu unless they have to do work up in that region. So I took her and her two daughters, and we went to Machu Picchu, and we had a blast.
Very nice. Well, I'm glad. Was she impressed? Is it tourist
Yes.
trappy feeling? Okay.
No, no, not at all. Actually, the touristic trap feeling was not there. It was definitely just as awesome and energy. It's just filled with so much energy. The sun beats down on top of the mountain, and there are certain areas in the village of Machu Picchu because there's those old houses that were built hundreds of years ago that you feel the energy standing on top of the mountain as the sun beats down on you. It's incredible.
That is fantastic. Well, I think we could have done tonight's Creative Chaos just talking all about your trip, but we do have a guest that we need to bring in tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, and I'm super excited to have this guest. Oh, and before we bring him in, thank you everybody for popping. Thank you, Cosmic, for being such an awesome producer as well. Thank you guys for popping in. If you could like and share this stream, it would be so greatly appreciated. Of course, I never wanted to be a slave to the algorithm, but we would like to see the show grow and feature these awesome independent artists. So like and share, subscribe if you are not. All right. Now on to bringing our guest in. Um, all right. So, with a dynamic background in both music and comics, Justin Belmont is the creative force behind Belmont Press Comics and Belmont Records. Transitioning from the music industry to the world of comics in 2018, he has since established Belmont Press as a hub for innovative storytelling. Under Belmont Press imprint, Justin has introduced two captivating series, Smokes the Fox and Weaponized Werewolf, each offering out of this world stories and dynamic visuals. So let's bring in Justin. Hey,
Hey,
Justin.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. How's my mic sound?
To me, it sounds fantastic. Everybody else sound good?
Yeah, five by
All right.
five.
And one thing I noticed just by looking at your old campaigns is that cap you're wearing, this blue cap, is called the Belmont Blue Cap. Am I correct?
Yes, it's available on my campaign if someone wanted to pick up the same hat that I wear. It's not the same exact one on my head, but you will get a brand new one.
So people can't buy your sweat, basically.
No, no. Unless they want to pay extra, I can work out a backroom deal or something. It's kind of like a gag, actually, that tier. But yeah, if someone does want one, I will ship them one.
Now, have you ever had anybody actually go for your gag tier?
No, no one's picked up the hat yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I would assume it's because you're a streamer and have a little bit of a personality online. Uh, and are you just always wearing that hat?
Blue's my favorite color. And when you do YouTube, you really don't want to wear too many brand names or anything on your clothing. You'll notice that when you see some top YouTubers, they'll wear like a basic hat with no logo on it or a shirt, plain shirt. There's a reason for that, but I just didn't want to, wear a hat with a logo. I usually do, but I just don't feel like it anymore. I don't know,
Well, I mean,
but I will wear a logo on a hat. But
I
why
think
not
at
all blue? You know?
I think at this point, if you're wearing a logo, especially because you have your own business now, it should only be your own logo. No, don't wear any other logo hats. That's my opinion.
Yeah, maybe I'll get my logo slapped on a blue hat and
You
I'll wear it
should.
on
I
one of
mean,
my streams.
considering print on demand is not that expensive, it's a
Well, I
good
do have a
idea.
dye sub printer, so I just got to get that running.
What? A
A
what?
dye a dye sublimation printer.
I don't even know what that is.
It's for you print it out. It's like on special paper, and it has like a coating on it, and you can put it on a product, and then you can transfer that image onto the product. So you can make, your own T-shirt, your own hat. You just use heat, and it transfers the image from the printer onto whatever you're trying to make. So if I got a press and I got my printer running, I can make my own hats,
Boom.
print them. So
No,
it's not
seem,
really that difficult.
seems like the way to do it. All right. Well, let's get on to your interview.
Okay.
So you have two titles under your belt for a Belmont Press. Smokes the Fox and the Weaponized Werewolf. Can you just tell us a little bit about the universe in which Werewolf and Smokes live?
It's our universe, pretty much present day. If you're familiar with the lore of like Area 51, and there's supposedly another site called Area 52 that's on the New Mexico Colorado border somewhere over there, and it's supposed to be underground. And
52 is because 51's near like in Nevada, right?
yeah, they just nicknamed it 52, but they call it also Dulce base. Supposedly underground base. The military, denies its existence, but people said that they've worked there, and on level 7, supposedly humans are working with alien greys and doing uh, experiments on humans, and manipulating DNA and mixing animals with humans, and all kinds of crazy experiments. So I kind of got the lore from that and put it into my book. So in Smokes, um, how it, how it happens is Smokes is a lab made hybrid. He's got a human mother. He was birthed like like any other child, but he also has the DNA of a fox. And the fox wasn't the only animal that they bred with humans, but the fox was the smartest one. And Smokes is able to escape the facility, even though it was like, one of the highest, secure facilities there is, and he's able to escape. And then they send Cheney, which is this crazy werewolf hybrid that the government made to retrieve Smokes and to eliminate him if if need be. So that's kind of how the story starts.
Right. And that was the thing too. You did Smokes the Fox after Weaponized Werewolf, which Cheney is the main character of, correct?
Both comics came out at the exact same time,
Huh?
and they were bundled together. So if you can read them in any order, but Smokes takes place after Weaponized Werewolf. So Weaponized Werewolf's kind of like a prequel to Smokes, and once you read it, you'll see why. But
Right.
how I came about that is the production of Smokes was going kind of slow. Instead of making Smokes a longer title, I decided to split it up, and make Weaponized Werewolf a backstory, and it kind of fit pretty well, and I like how it came out.
And why Cheney for this
Cheney,
terrible werewolf?
why his name is Cheney?
Yes.
Mike Barron, the writer, came up with the name Cheney because of Vaughn Cheney, the original
Lon
werewolf.
Chaney Jr., the werewolf.
Yes. And so Mike kind of gave him the name Cheney. And I knew that if I was going to make a title, I didn't want to really call it Cheney the Werewolf. Doesn't have really a good ring to it. So I thought it needed a cool name. And I was thinking of names one night. I was smoking some weed, and I was thinking I wanted to have the same letter twice, kind of like Wonder Woman. So werewolf. So it had to be a word with with a W in it. And that's where I came up with a weaponized werewolf.
Okay. It also makes sense for the character itself, 'cause I did read both the comics. Thank you for sending them over to me so I knew your story.
Thank you. You already read them already?
Of course, I read them
Nice.
probably within 24 hours of you sending them. And this is something, and I think this is something that I want of my own lore on this show. because I don't want to pretend I'm not what I am. I've never been into comic books. So if you're going back into DC Marvel and all that and wanting to talk anything, I will be absolutely lost. It's why I have my sidekick Batman here, is to fill in all this knowledge that I lack. But I think I like it this way because I am pretty much being exposed to comics through indies and I'm freaking loving it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how different they are from mainstream comics or anything like that, but I'm loving my adventure into comics right now. So yeah, I'm just eating it up anytime somebody sends me digital copies of their stuff. I need to read it immediately, you know.
Yeah, someone talked me into doing digital because when I was in the record business, when digital copies get out there, it's just basically just all pirating. But in this case, I wanted to get the word out. I wanted people to read my comic, and I decided to do a digital tier for it. So I think I will be doing digital for everything I release. And right now, I'm working on Smokes 2, and I have another title that I'm working on, but I haven't named it yet because it's not ready yet. It's too far along. But the script is done, and we're just gonna start the artwork pretty soon on that. But
Is it
get
within the same universe or a whole new
no.
property?
Well, Smokes 2, obviously, but the new title, no. The new title will be something completely different, not a part of the world or anything. Nothing to do. It's just a side project that I'm doing with Hojo. He's another creator out there. He has his own book, The Mythicals. But yeah, indies the place to be. We got our freedom. We can do whatever we want. We can write about whatever we want. We can say whatever we want. We don't have, an editor up our ass, whatever, telling us what we can do, what we can't do, what we can't put in our books. Uh, so, you see what's happening over at Marvel and DC. They got, they're doing like woke stuff, kind of like they're doing in the movies and in Disney and everything. So it's everywhere you look. So if you go to indie, you don't have to worry about any of that. We got freedom.
Right, absolutely. And from what I recall, both your, basically zero and number one of Weaponized Werewolf and Smokes were released in 2022.
Yes, in August in 2022, they came out late August, and I just been pushing the campaign while I'm working on the next issue. Um, so I still have copies available, and I've just been selling them here and there, attending comic shows wherever I can get rid of them. Uh,
Get rid of them.
I'm gonna
well,
I'm gonna want to
my
pick up
wife
a
doesn't
set.
like them all around. My wife doesn't like them around the house everywhere.
Right. Well, and that's as far as your journey into the indie space publishing, was this something where you were kind of floating around as a fan and liking what other people were doing and then decided to hop into it, or how did that all work out for it? How did that work
Uh,
for you? What'd you do?
I've been a comic fan since about 14 or 15. I discovered marijuana and comics around the same time, around 15 years old. I remember I was at a bus stop and I was at the mall, it was a mall bus stop, and the guy handed me a joint, and I pretended like I smoked a million times, and I just grabbed it and just took a couple of puffs from it, and I remember I got high off my second hit. After that, I was kind of hooked. And then I remember one day we were drawing, and I was high with my friend, and I remember I drew a fox head, and I was only 15, and I just drew this fox head, and I gave it a pipe, and I put a little X on the pipe, and then I named him Smokes, and that's how the character became. And then every once in a while, I just draw. I'm not really a great artist or anything like that, but I just draw this quick sketches. And I was influenced by the indie scene back then, because in the early '90s, there was a big indie scene like there is now. It was
Yeah.
huge. Everybody and their mother had their own character, the creation, and I liked that. And I was thinking, I need to have my own character. So that's what I came up with, Smokes. And I just doodled them throughout the years. And in the back of my head, he was always in the back of my head. You got to do something with that character. And then when I saw, Comicsgate and everybody in the indie scene putting out their comics, that it could be done now because Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all these, and Fund My Comic and all the platforms that are out there that can fund. You can raise funds now and put out your own comic. You don't have to, please the guy at DC or the editor at Marvel. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can, if you want to, you can put out a comic book about whatever subject you want. It's your money, it's your dime, whatever. It's your creation. Do what you want to do. And I decided, just to put it out. I mean, what do I got to lose? Just something I always wanted to do. And I saw, Cyberfrog was out there, and you can actually, get fans and people to look at your comic. And I know it was exciting. So I decided to pull the trigger and put out my own books.
Yeah, and you did pretty good on your first campaign, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been promoting the hell out of it, doing everything I can, getting on as many shows as I can, like your stream. And man, I've been on like probably about 125 different shows as a guest
Yeah.
promoting, because no one knows who the hell I am. You know what I mean? And still
Yeah.
to this day, you know what I mean? It's hard to get noticed in this scene. I'm just a little
Well,
fish.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody's screaming for attention, and you're doing it all on the internet, which is that's all it is. Social media, is, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing. I have an opinion, so you're competing with all that as well. But, and you said, I mean, that's 2022, and your first campaign did all right. And congratulations on being able to get on that many shows. We've been doing Flip City since 2020, and I don't think I've been on 125 shows yet.
Some
So,
of them were repeats. I'd come back. I'd have a mailing list, and then I'd come back when the campaign was active. But yeah, I try to get on as many shows as I can, get out there. There's a lot of people that told me no. Not everybody told me yes. Some people don't respond.
mhm.
Whatever. I mean, you just keep moving on. You keep pushing. My campaign didn't go well at first. I didn't even know if I was even going to fund. And I even had a moment where I was thinking about just quitting early on when I first ran my campaign. And then after a couple of days, I just said, I got to snap out of it. Your campaign's running right now. You got to give it all you got. You know what I mean? You only got one chance to fund this. Because if you try to fund something twice, the second time around, it does even worse. Usually, you
Mhm.
got pretty much the first time to get it right. So you got to make sure you got your mailing list. There's a lot of steps. You got to get out there in the community and help other creators too. A lot of people don't understand that. They just come out with this beautiful comic or whatever. They think automatically people are just going to back it based on looks. Doesn't matter if no one knows who you are. You're just going to sell it. That's not how it works. You need to
That's
get out there.
it's a very naive way to think. I mean, it'd be great if things worked like that, but it just doesn't.
No, you got to get out there. You got to hit the pavement every day. You got to retweet. I know people are sick of hearing about Smokes the Fox or seeing my tweets, but I don't care. I'm going to keep, blasting it out there. There might be one or two new people that notice it. I'll get 3 or 4 new followers a day on Twitter or whatever. Every day my reach gets a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to keep trying every single day and trying to, just get everywhere. I want to be noticed just like everybody, any other creator out there.
Mhm.
But
Well, I
Let
mean,
me ask you.
yeah,
I'm
go
sorry. I
ahead.
just want to
Go
jump in
ahead.
here real quick. Do you have a Facebook page as well?
I do have Belmont Press Facebook page, but I don't use it as much. I try to like promote on what are those Facebook groups, like different groups, like for comic book creators and stuff like that. Kickstarter, poster Kickstarter campaign, and all that. I do that, but it doesn't seems like Facebook is, I don't know, dying or whatever. The people aren't
Yeah,
there or visiting those groups
Facebook is
anymore.
yeah, Facebook has become the MySpace, if you will, and it's mostly older generations, the boomers, and which I happen to be the tail end of. But TikTok is amazing, and if you're not already there, you may want to consider doing something with TikTok where you can take the videos. I saw you had some videos of the work of Smokes and put that onto TikTok, even if you just do shorts, and then put something in there, the link where they can follow and find you and purchase your work.
Nice. Yeah, I never did TikTok. I do have Instagram. I don't use it as often as Twitter. Twitter's where I do most of my work or promote the most.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of comic book fans are on Twitter.
Yes. But
So
TikTok as well. If you because TikTok, a lot of the cosplayers use TikTok, and they're getting lots of publicity that way as well. So if you can figure out how to use TikTok, you might actually find you get a little bit more of a push from that as well.
I
But
can't
I do have
dance
to.
though.
You don't have to. You make your character dance. You have somebody animate it. There you go. You don't need to be on it. You just need your characters to be on it. Weaponized Werewolf and Smokes the Fox, which I have to say, I am a huge Werewolf by Night fan, and I've been a Wolfman fan for decades, since I was a little boy. One of the first TV shows I watched back in the day was the black and white of Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and the Wolfman, and that was where I got started on the Wolfman, and ever since, Lon Chaney's been one of my favorites, and Werewolf by Night. So I appreciate a good werewolf tale, and I look forward to getting your books. I'm gonna have to, after the show, I'm gonna have to drop down and pick up a set.
Appreciate it. Yeah. This main cover of Smokes was actually drawn by Don Perlin, the artist of Werewolf by Night.
I got that. I saw the similarities, but I wasn't sure. So I'm glad you clarified that for me. Thank you.
Yep. And I got Bob Layton to do the ink, so I got them back together one more time to work together. And
Wow.
Don's only done one more cover since mine. He's getting up there. I think he's like 94, 95 now.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
Yeah, and he's still going and he's still drawing.
That's
Still does
magnificent. I
sketches.
love that.
Still doing commissions and everything. Great guy.
Yeah, you definitely need to get into the comic shows, the trade shows,
Oh yeah,
local as well.
I just tried to. I wrote to a couple of shops. We got Mile High Comics out here. We got
Yeah.
this other shop called All Seas. Trying to get maybe for free comic book day, I can get a table or something. And I'm also trying to get into Denver Con. My writer Mike Barron, I believe, is going to be there this year because they're having the Ripaverse guest, and he is doing the upcoming book, Gooding, I think it's called, with Ripaverse. Mike's got another title that's coming out with Ripaverse as well, so they're going to have a big presence at Denver Con, I believe. And my artist Lee Oakes, the artist of Smokes, is actually going to be he's a guest at the Denver Fan Expo as well. So I'm trying to get in there. I was an invited guest in 2022 at the Colorado Springs Comic Con, which is our second biggest show out here in Colorado. There's about, I don't know, 500,000 people in Colorado Springs. It's a pretty nice sized city. It's a nice show.
Nice.
Very good.
Seems to me like you do want to be at the Comic Con that both Mike and your artist are at.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Get in there.
Yeah, I did a couple of shows with Mike. If sometimes Mike just lets me stay at his table, I'll just put some Smokes comics at the end of the table and just hang out with him and just have fun. So we do that once in a while. Mike comes to the Rocky Mountain Con out here. It's in November. It's a little tiny con inside of like a little one hotel room.
Mhm.
It's like a traditional old school con. No celebrities or anything like that. Just just some artists and some people having fun and collectors. So I like to do this. I like to go to the smaller shows as well. Get out there, but
Yeah.
it's tough, man. You send an email out to all these people and stuff, and you think you're gonna get a response, and you don't get anything. You know what I mean? Because no one knows what the hell you are. You know what I mean? So I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got some weight behind you with Mike Barron as one of your backers. I mean, Mike's. I grew up reading the Badger comics, which was Mike's, big foray into the comic industry back in the day, and I love his work. And unfortunately, when Christy got to interview him, I was not available, but we're going to have him back on soon. So I'm going to sit down
That's
and
right.
chew his ear
I,
off a little bit.
I get to see you geek out on Mike Barron a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But the werewolf stuff is just always intrigued me. I've always, I consider myself the lone wolf, and I have lots of werewolf paraphernalia as well. T-shirts, statues, bendies, all kinds of stuff. So I'm digging the weaponized werewolf theme, and being that we are on pilled the foxhole app, Smokes the Fox fits right in there very well. So we're
Very much.
really,
There's so many freaking potheads over there.
yeah,
I hung out probably for like an hour and a half on Project Lubine's trimming stream. And I literally put it in the background to not pay attention to it and just like listen to his music and hear him talk. But I just kept looking. And I was like, hey, trim that bud.
Yeah, Mike
But yes.
smokes too. Mike smokes. He said he was smoking, I think, when he wrote my books.
Well,
Gets creative.
and that's the thing too, is I actually wrote this question down. So you had Mike write both of your books, and I'm interested in the insider's perspective of what it's like to work with Mike, because he seems like a great guy and I know he's damn funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Basically, how we did it is I made an outline of what I want to happen in the story. Smokes escapes, Smokes does this, Smokes does that, he runs into this, he does that, and just a basic outline of what happens in the issue. And the rest, Mike just threw in there. And then I would look at his script, and then there might have been a couple changes, a small thing here and there. Like I think in the original script, Cheney gets in like a car or something and chases Smokes, and I thought that was kind of ridiculous, even for a comic that's about a pot smoking fox.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Oh, just have Cheney, chase after him on all fours or something, just run after him while he's on the motorcycle, stuff like that." But it was really easy to work with him. And then I think he knocked it out in about 2 weeks. So
Nice.
I met him at the Rocky Mountain Con. I see him every year. And then this one particular year was in 2019. I was like, I'm gonna walk up to Mike and I'm gonna ask him to write my comic. Just do it. I mean, he says no, he says no. So I walked up to him and I said, Mike, I got an idea for a pot smoking fox. Would you be interested in writing my comic? And I didn't know what he was gonna say, but he was like, I'm in. And I wasn't sure if he was.
Immediately.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if he was joking or like busting my balls or whatever. And he said sure. And then I got his card and I sent him my idea and everything and what I wanted to do, my vision and everything. And yeah, 2 weeks later, he just knocked out that script. Then shortly later, we did the weaponized werewolf script, and that one I was really excited for because I showed Mike the cover. I don't know. Are you familiar with the with Tim Vigil?
yes. Oh my God,
Yep.
Faust
Yep.
is one of my
Batman is.
all-time. Faust is one of my all-time college books. I grew up in college reading Faust.
Yeah, he's an incredible artist. Tim Vigil did the cover for Weaponized Werewolf Zero, and I was thinking to myself, who draws a really cool werewolf? And Kelly Jones came to mind, but I know that one was going to be hard to land. And then I was thinking some more, and Tim Vigil. So I contacted Tim Vigil, and he did the cover for Weaponized Werewolf, and it just turned out great. And then I showed Mike
Wow.
the artwork, and I said, Mike, don't show anybody. It's too early. I'm still working on it. And what's he do? He goes and he posts the artwork on Facebook the following morning, I believe it was. And then he calls me up and he's like, Justin, guess what? Guess what? I said, what? I said, I posted your artwork on Facebook and somebody replied. I said, what do you mean somebody replied? He told me that Shane Black, the director of Predator, the original Predator, and Lethal Weapon. I don't know what he's done recently, but he's done pretty some classic movies. he said he liked the concept and the comic, and he was in. He would want to back the book. That was a long time ago. That was like before I even had one page done completed. So he probably forgot about that. But I'm trying to get a hold of him to get him a copy of Weaponized Werewolf. But that kind of gave me like a boost up my ass. That kind of gave me the fire that I
Right up
needed.
your ass.
Yeah, and even though he didn't back it, he just said he wanted to back it. That was enough for me
Yeah.
to get off my ass and really push forward and really give it all I got. There's a lot of people that are putting out comic books and getting into indie comics because you see Cyberfrog made $1 million or whatever. This guy made 30 grand. They're trying to just put out a book to see if they can make some money. Those are the guys that aren't going to last. I don't think. I think it's the guys that collected comics their whole life, the guys that got the long boxes all over their house, the guys that, read comics growing up. Those guys are going to put the love and the care and the attention into these books. And I believe in the future, some of these indie comic books are going to be worth, like, you see those video games now, they go for 150 grand, 100 grand for a Mario Brothers Nintendo cartridge. Mark my words, someday, not necessarily my comic books, but some of these indie comic books are going to be worth a fortune, I think, because the rarity of them, not a lot of people backing them or getting them. There's going to be some of these books that are going to, they're going to skyrocket in the future.
Think about
I think that has to do with the creator and how much they are a grinder. And if you want to kind of make a bet on somebody where those first run comic books are going to be worth a lot, bet on the guy that's grinding all the time. Go buy it now. So yeah, Justin, like you said, you're annoying people over on Twitter by talking about smokes all the time. Justin has the grind. So go buy the first smokes and get thousands of dollars in 15, 20, 30 years.
I mean, think about it. Think about how it all started. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird with 4 turtles that got ooze dripped on them. And look at how they anthropomorphized into the mega conglomeration that is Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles right now. It's insane. I have some of those original black and white books. Those books are worth money right now. So it's not, you're not off the mark by any means whatsoever. The independents are the ones that are going to be worth money because, like you said, they're short print runs. They're not, you're not going to have 100,000 copies of a book out on the marketplace, and people are going to start finding you or other books like yours, and they're going to be like, wow, that's a great story. I mean, look at all the movies that have been produced from comic books, the TV series that have become, popular. Resident Alien is one of them that I just started watching recently on Netflix, and that was based off of a comic book. It's crazy.
Yeah, still my favorite movie from comics is probably Howard the Duck.
I agree. I agree.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen it. And I was a kid when I saw it, and I was like, what the hell is this?
It still holds up if you watch it.
100%. 100%. And they're still using him. Look, they had him in the Infinity Wars. He was collected by the collector. So it's there's so much they're going to do with that if they do it right. But you're right. Howard the Duck movie was by far one of the funniest and still tried and true comic book movies.
I enjoyed it. I still like it to this day. It holds up, I think. I also enjoyed Watchmen. Thought that was good. Some people don't care for it. I thought it was a great movie, actually.
It's fantastic.
But lately, I don't know about the comic book movies lately, but
well, because Disney's got their hands on all those Marvel properties and they're just killing it. They're going woke and they're going broke. Disney can suck an egg as far as I'm concerned, and they're killing Star Wars. Well, they've killed Star Wars. George Lucas wants to buy it back from them, and they might actually do something with that. Just the whole industry has gone to shit. And, you can thank the wokeness of, society doing that to the comic industry.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm kind of okay with it, and also why I get a little annoyed at everybody continually complaining that culture sucks. I'm like, yeah, but they opened up this entire space for a shitload of indies, and there's a renaissance happening right now. I'm done. I won't complain that the mainstream sucks anymore. It's like, yes, please kill yourself, because
Yeah.
Well,
then that gives us space.
because you've stepped up to the plate as Justin has, as Mike Barron has. You've got all these indie guys out there now that are starting to get their grip on what's going on, and they're putting out these books. You should reach out to somebody like Doug TenNapel. I don't know if you know who that is.
The creator of Earthworm Jim.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You'd be surprised. He's a very congenial guy, and I think I would love to get him on the show here. I think, did you reach out to him yet, Christy?
No, I
I
have not.
personally have not been able to get hold of him yet,
Okay,
but I
so you
follow
need
him
to,
on Twitter.
yes, and you need to reach out to him as well, Justin, because you've got people like Mike Barron with you. You definitely need to start looking into those that are more along the lines of our sensibilities and our lack of wokeness. We've come a long way. So people
I
like
just can't.
Doug are,
I just can't believe what's going on right now. Like how creators are hating their own creations. Like the creator of Punisher or whatever doesn't like the Punisher sign because the police use it or whatever. People put it on the back of their trucks or
Just
whatever. You know what I mean?
because it got adopted by people in his own mind have wrong think, right? So it's like, well, now I
yeah,
hate my character because these people like it.
And making all the characters gay, whatever. If they want to make a gay character, make a new character. Don't change the history of these characters that have been around for decades and then change their whole character. And it's just, Matt, I don't care about DC or Marvel anymore. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. I'm all about
yeah.
indie now. That's it.
I
Did
stopped
you?
collecting.
Oh, well, that's really interesting, actually. Now, did you have a mourning period, either one of you? Because you just said you stopped collecting, and I know you're a huge collector, Batman.
Once in a blue moon, I'll venture into a comic book store, just rarely, and I'll look at what's going on. And if I see something that I used to collect, I might pick up a newer issue just to see where they're at. I won't always buy it. I'll skim through the pages, and if I'm seeing something I'm not comfortable with, or I think somebody went sideways on us, I put it back on the shelf. But I did pick up one of the newer issues of The Werewolf by Night. I do still pick up on the occasional Batman book here and there, but I'm more into statues and action figures now, and that's kind of where I've stayed. Staying with the collectible three dimensionals of those types of things. I do have a fairly nice collection of werewolf memorabilia, statues and figurines and such, but like to see a weaponized werewolf and a Smokes action figure soon.
I
He's
do
got
have it.
one.
I do have a Smokes, but I didn't have the funding to do the weaponized werewolf, and I wasn't sure how good the Smokes figure would do. So I just started with the Smokes figure. And I have 2-inch figures and 4-inch figures. They're not posable. There's no articulation, but they have the ability to hold a weapon in their hand. You could change out the weapon,
Nice.
and they're
But
3D
even just
printed.
pose them. Just actually pose them in a showcase or something. I would. We're gonna have to talk after the show. I'm gonna have to get a set from you.
Do that.
Yeah,
Do that. Because
yeah.
we're getting way off the rails.
Yes. Let's digress and go back to the show. Go ahead, Christy.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm such a bummer. But something that I've been very, very excited about, because I know Justin is a conspiracy theorist, and it's one of my favorite ways to get to know people. So let's head in to Conspiracy Corner if we can, please. Pause this.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't even.
I'm so happy to be here out in southern Utah, doing Conspiracy Corner because this is the type of landscape, where you always see the UFOs in the sky and everything. And like I was saying, Justin, I know you are a conspiracy theorist, and I kind of want to have a tinfoil hat measuring contest with you. I mean, I know you're not wearing yours right now, and mine's pretty fabulous. But I have to know how big yours is. And the way I want to play this game is me being a conspiracy theorist and you being a conspiracy theorist. I want you to think of maybe a conspiracy theory that you know of that's probably true or likely true that maybe I don't know. And I have one myself that I believe you probably don't know. And if it's okay with you, can I tell you mine first?
Sure.
Okay. So I am about 99% convinced that Ashley Babbitt indeed was not killed on January 6th.
Why do you say that?
You need to see my friend Woo's News's 21-minute documentary kind of laying it out. And I'm going to send you a link. I showed our mutual friend, thank you, George Washington X. You only wear blue tinfoil hats, Justin. Yeah, I will send you the proof, and I don't, we're not going to go too far into that tonight, but I kind of, after you watch the 21-minute documentary, I'd be surprised if you weren't like, okay,
But,
I kind of
but
agree
what's
with
the
you, Christy.
purpose? What's the purpose
The purpose of what?
of saying that she died when she didn't?
You know what? That is the thing. I mean, basically, I'm of the mindset we're constantly being psyoped. You know,
They
do I
tried to
know?
use they
Do I
tried to
know
use
why they
her.
do that all the time? Go ahead. To
I'm sorry.
set off a riot. What is your
Yeah.
theory, Batman?
So they tried using Ashley Babbitt to spark a flame that didn't ignite anything. They were trying to use her quote unquote death. And I agree with you because the week the I was there, I was there at J6, and I heard about Ashley Babbitt later on that day, and then I did my own digging and found a page on Instagram that she had supposedly that was created on January 7th. But I do believe she is or the person who portrayed Ashley Babbitt was actually a CIA plant that they used to try and weaponize her death to incite a riot amongst MAGA, the MAGA people. But
Man, where were you when I was doing the show Cannabis and Conspiracies?
Yeah, I
I've been
that
here on the foxhole the last 3.5 years.
yeah, and I'm kind of like, why wasn't cannabis and conspiracies on the foxhole? I can't believe you guys don't know about the foxhole.
I was doing the show for a while. We did a bunch of crazy subjects. Are you familiar with Project Pegasus?
Yes.
I don't know if I am. What does it cover?
Project Pegasus is supposedly the secret program where they can jump from one place to another. Supposedly, we have these jump rooms, and you can basically teleport from one place to another, and even you can even teleport to Mars, supposedly.
Do you
And this,
believe that? Do you believe that's probably that
um,
technology actually exists? And
I believe, yeah, I believe it does exist. Teleportation. After listening to the people involved in the project, there's people that have come out. Uh, there's one guy who's actually a lawyer who said he was in the program as a child, and he was basically his dad was in DARPA, and this technology was new, and they needed some like a little child to test it out because it was they only had the ability to make it the hole or the portal so high or so big that only a small child would fit through it. So supposedly he was roped into this program, and he was sent back in time to review things. But he says that every time they send him back to the same thing or whatever, it would change slightly. It would be basically the same, but there'd be differences. Like, so if you go back to, he supposedly went back to the Lincoln assassination, and he would say, like, the first time he went, there was two guys talking in the corner or something, and then the next time, those guys might not have been there, might be a woman there or somebody different. So it's a little bit different. So you can't really say if it's true or not because it changes every time. So you're not sure what you're looking at. You're not sure if you're looking at the actual past or a possible past that could have been because it's altered. I don't know, it's just a fascinating story. He goes on for hours and hours. Has done many shows. His name is Andrew Fishago. He's actually a lawyer, so
Yeah,
he's a
Andrew
practicing lawyer.
Pishago. Yes,
Yeah.
Andrew Pishago has been on a couple of my friends' shows. I don't know if you know who Aaron Moriarty is or Red Pill 78, but
Hmm.
he was interviewed by them as well. And Andrew Pishago is a very interesting guy. He is insanely intelligent, and I believe some of his stories, uh, just the way he portrayed them were so vivid and so like you could close your eyes and visualize what he was telling you. Yeah, absolutely.
I believe him. We also we do my closet conspiracies where we kind of joke around on the man cave. We just started doing that where we play like a clip, like a paranormal clip, and
Uh-huh.
good stuff. We'll do something to it, like alter it or add some music or whatever, something to it, make it kind of funny. But I do believe in UFOs. I am a tinfoil hat wearer. I don't know if I told you the story, but I've told it a couple times on air. But I have seen a UFO in person, very close. I mean, 50
Really?
feet away, 50 feet away, twice, two different
Why did
times.
you not start with this?
It's not something I like to shout about. You know what I mean? People think I'm nuts or whatever, but it was back in 2012 was when I saw the first UFO. I was sleeping. It was 3:30 in the morning, and I just happened to be on the opposite side of the bed than I usually am. My wife's usually on the towards the wall, and I'm on the outer edge of the bed towards just getting off the bed the easiest. And but this time I was on the opposite side of the bed, and I was laying on my stomach with my arm hung over the side of the bed. I've never slept like that, so I thought it was kind of odd. So she woke me up, and I had my arm like that. She's like, baby, get up. What? And I'm like all grumpy and like, because it woke me up. And I was like, what? She's like, there's something out there. And I was like, what do you mean there's something out there? You know what I mean? And then she points, and we have this big rectangular window in our condo. We're on the third floor, and there's no shades on it. So I guess she had to go to the bathroom, and on the way back to the bathroom, she noticed something really bright in the window on the way back to the bed. And then she took a look at it, and it was a fucking UFO. And I didn't. She woke me up, and she pointed at it, and then I'm looking at this thing, and it's a classic UFO. It's like a disc,
Mhm.
but it looked like it had a force field around it. It had a glow, like a white bluish glow around it, almost like it was electrified or some kind of, I guess, the propulsion system or whatever it is. There was no like uh, lights on it besides that, just like this glow. And it's hard to explain. It's about the size of a minivan, and it was hovering above the roof of the next building over, which is exactly the same size and height as the building I'm in. And it was so close to the roof that it looked like it was going through it, and I could see about 80% of it. And instead of standing still, it wasn't standing completely still. It was going in a clockwise motion, like orbit, like a orbit the size of a dime. You know what I mean? Like a small orbit where it was almost standing still, but going in an orbit. And it was really bright. I mean, but for some reason it wasn't illuminating the roof. The roof should have been lit up like a
Mhm.
Christmas tree. The whole neighborhood should have been lit up. But whatever it wasn't affecting the surroundings. I didn't really think of that at the time. what I was thinking was, if it sees me, maybe there's some aliens inside or some shit, and they're gonna come pick me up. That's what I
Uh-huh.
was thinking. I was scared. I've never been that scared in my life. That was the scariest night. I'm serious. When I saw that, and then like an idiot, I turned my light off in my kitchen, and then I drew attention to to my location or whatever. But I didn't want to look at it for very long, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if they're dropping somebody off, picking somebody up,
Yeah.
taking a break. I don't know if there's anything inside. I didn't see any aliens. There's no sound. I didn't get a chance to get a picture. Believe me, the last thing you would ever think about if you've seen something like that is getting a picture. I was scared. I was more, worried about it seeing me than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I only saw it for a short period of time, and
You know,
then
that's what I find really interesting is that you shared this experience with your wife. Do you guys talk about it very often?
not really.
Really?
But the craziest thing, you're not even going to believe this, but I'll say it anyway. But so this was a classic shape. I ended up drawing it and writing. It was a 2012. Then in 2015, as a joke, I'm sitting on the couch. It was like 9:30 p.m. Wasn't really that late. I said to my wife, I said, "Tell me if you see any UFOs out there." And she like humors me and looks out the window. And we have a rectangle window in the living room. She looks out that window, and you can see the roof of the next building over. And she says, "Yeah, there's something out there." And I'm thinking, she's just going along with my joke or whatever. And then she's like, "No, for real." And then I look out, and there's this object. Um, it was lifting up from behind the roof of the next building, but this object was completely different. At first, I thought it was one of those Chinese lanterns. You know what I'm talking about, where they go
Yeah.
up in the air.
Yeah.
I thought
The
it was
fire
that.
the fire
Yeah,
lantern things. Yeah.
yeah. I thought someone next door or something lit one of those. Then I realized that thing is huge. That isn't that. And then once it got above the roof of the next building, it looked like almost like there was a runway behind the building, and it was lifting up. And then it cleared the roof, and then it went straight, so it stayed as low as possible, and it moved so slowly. And this object was really weird. It looked like a stealth bomber almost. It was completely black, but it was so black that it was blacker than the sky, and you could see it because it was so black, because it was blacker than the sky, so you could see the outline of what it looked like. And then it had a fireball in the middle of it. It must have been the propulsion system, but it's kind of weird to have an all black vehicle or whatever aircraft, and then have this ball of flame inside of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain this, but it somehow heard me or something. What's the chances of me saying, "Look outside, there's a UFO,"
Uh-huh.
and then right on cue, a fucking UFO pops up?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very strange. It was like a diamond shape. I'd have to show you what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain, but it was all black and had like this fireball or like uh, flame center or whatever you want to call it. And it wanted me
Yeah.
to see it. And I thought it was going to crash because it was going so slow and floating so slow that I thought it was going to crash into the building or whatever, just fall out of the sky because it was going at impossible speed. It was like, like watching a movie, like, and putting it on ultra slow motion where there's a couple frames every second or something. It's almost like time stopped. It wanted me to
Yeah.
see it, I think, you know what I mean, or whatever.
It
It was so fucking bizarre and
well,
strange.
and that's the thing too. I am wondering if you've ever tripped on like the fact that maybe you are, or your wife, or both of you, or your entire family, I don't know if you have kids, are like abduction people, but have no memories of that, but you have connections to these things. Have you
I
ever
don't think
tripped on
so.
that? You don't think so? Why?
I
Because
don't think so.
you haven't found the metal
Um,
thing in your arm, or
no, but I did have a friend who did what's it called, hypnosis, and I try to tell her that what the story, like what I told you, and they basically just laugh it off. There's no such thing as UFOs and all that stuff. And I wanted to be put under,
Hmm?
but no, I have never been put under. I don't think I've ever been abducted. I did have a dream once where like grays came in my room and jumped on me or something, but it was just, as far as I know, it was a dream, but it was a very vivid dream. But I don't think I've ever been abducted or anything. I don't think my wife's ever been abducted or anything like that. But maybe the neighbor probably has. But yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that my wife was up at the time when it happened.
Yeah.
But it's a true story. I mean, I got no reason to lie about it.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel like you're well, plus your details, especially in that first sighting, they're weird details I think that people wouldn't think to lie about. Like the whole how the light you describe the light and all that kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
believe you, Justin.
it wasn't affecting the surroundings, and it should have lit up everything around it, but it didn't. I didn't really realize that until the next day when I was thinking about it. But the whole thing was strange. Someone's like, "Oh, it's probably a drone. Somebody's drone." Yeah, you know, a drone that can fucking stop light from being reflected on objects in the surroundings. I don't know of any. Oh, it was a government trying out a new thing. Why would the hell they be testing it out in my
On
neighborhood?
somebody's house
Yeah,
and
so
and and going 20% into the roof. Yeah, very weird. Well, thank you, Justin. I think this has been one of my favorite conspiracy corners because nobody's ever told me about seeing a UFO. You have anything to say about this, Batman? You look like you have thoughts to share.
oh, Batman.
I just think it's very interesting that he's had not one but two experiences with UFOs, and
Well, and
it's
also a vivid dream. A
yeah,
vivid dream about Grays. I don't know, Justin. I might be tripping a little if I were you.
Yeah,
and now
I woke up
he's
punching the pillow. I was punching the pillow when I woke up for that vivid dream. I was like just punching the bed. It was very it was very tense and real. But I don't think that really happened. I think I was just got
Okay.
watched too many UFO shows.
Maybe. Perhaps. Well, we are actually over time for the show, but we
Oh, I'm
still have
sorry.
another. No, it's
no, you
don't.
can hang with us.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
no,
if you've got time, we're willing to hang.
yeah, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please do not apologize that we're having a good time, right? I just wanted to move
Exactly.
on. I just wanted to move on to our next segment, which is our Flip City branded segment because I make everybody read a piece of Flip City content. And something that was really fun is when I went over to your guys' show, Good Stuff allowed me to bring over a piece of content that we all read. So, and I had fun doing that. Are you cool with reading more Flip City content on my show?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Well, we have got Woke World this time, and this happens to be our cast of characters. On the left and right on the top are Ma'am and Dodd, with the child Norm in the middle. I am claiming Norm. I always play him, so I'm already claiming him. We've got the teacher, Norm's friend, and Goth Girl. So, what I'm hoping is Batman will choose either Ma'am or Dodd, or you will choose either Ma'am and Dodd, and then one of you will choose teacher, and one of you will choose Norm's friend. Does that make sense? And I'll play Goth
I'll
Girl as well.
I'll let Justin choose which characters he wants first.
I don't know. I guess I'll do teacher.
And then choose either Ma'am or Dodd, because we need to double up here.
Ma'am, I guess.
All right. Ma'am and teacher. And so you'll be Norm's friend and Dodd.
Okay, got it.
All right, we are good to go. And just to let you know, Justin, the teacher is a little wordy when he comes up. So you'll have a little bit of reading there.
All right.
All right. All right, Kaz, here we go. It's one. Oh, and I'm also doing the reading here. It's 1 year in the future, and peak wokeness has finally been achieved. All isms and phobes have been eradicated, and the nation is at near total awesomeness. The mean, yucky world of the past is consigned to history's trash heap. For this is the genesis of a golden age, or is it a dawn of a dismal dystopia? In a tiny house with a minimal carbon footprint in a progressive, diverse, inclusive urban neighborhood. That's you, Justin.
I thought the kid goes first.
Nope. Go ahead and back it up. There we go.
Oh, turn it down. That awful excuse for music.
It's
Well,
Strauss.
it's stressing me out. Where the beat? Newsflash, you can't dance to a waltz. How can our kids today stand listening to that garbage? In my day, we had cool music like Evanescence and Maroon 5.
Good morning, ma'am.
As long as social and economic inequality exists anywhere in the universe, it's hard to see how it's good morning.
Your ma'am is just grumpy because seas levels aren't rising fast enough.
Honestly, Norma, why did I buy all those nice skirts if you're not gonna wear them?
Because my name is Norman and I'm a boy.
We've talked about this.
I made you kale breakfast panini. I would have packed you a lunch, but other less fortunate foreign kids are going hungry right now. So,
Remember, we're going to get our first tattoo after school. I'm going to Che Guevara's face, or maybe classic tribal like the old man. Girl power.
honey, don't forget your drugs. You can't get through the day without your drugs. By law.
Thanks, Dodd.
Class, we talked a lot about America's uh, Africa's founding fathers, George Washington and James Madison, but it seems only fitting we discuss the most important figure in all African history. And his name was George Washington Carver, member of the third. On top of being the first president of the United States, he also came up with millions of different uses for the peanut. This African genius turned peanuts into soap, paper, even shaving cream. My personal favorite. Which answers your previous question as to why I smell like peanuts every morning.
It is now safe and secure to leave the building and run for the school gates.
Can you believe Mr. Peanuts?
I was with him till he insisted Thomas Jefferson owned a laundromat in Manhattan.
But don't tell him he's full of shell or you'll get sent to shame session. And you don't want to you don't get out till you pretend to be ashamed.
You think that's bad? My ma'am tries to make me wear dresses, and now she's forcing me into a primitive bloodletting ritual. Z wants to turn me into a walking billboard for bad ideas.
Oh man, that sucks. You should teach your parents a lesson they'll never forget.
Hey, yeah. What's the most rebellious move I could possibly pull? Something totally old school that rejects my parents' values and makes them sick to their stomachs.
And what do you think of the new improbable Whopper Burger?
And what do you think of the new improbable Whopper Burger? Mm. What if I told you this burger was made entirely of insect larvae? You mean bugs? That's right.
How was school today, honey?
Fine, Dodd. We learned how the sun rotates around the earth or something.
What's that you're wearing around your neck? And why isn't it inverted?
What in the name of Elizabeth? What? Not in my house, Miss Her. Give me that cross. Ow!
But that cross is like making me uncomfortable. Can you not drive out my demons? Demons need a home too.
Just admit you're wearing that iron golly.
No, I like Western Christian values. That's right. I said it.
Hey, don't talk to your birther that way. Don't walk away from me. Where are you going now?
I'm going to church. Yeah, church. And then I'm going to pray.
Norma, we totally support your personal spiritual
I'm
explorations.
going to pray to Jesus.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Make him stop.
This really the path you want to go down? The choices you make today will. How does that go, hon? Sigh. Sad. What a terrible waste of a mind. She'll be back when the buzz wears off.
This has got to be somebody else's fault than ours.
I warned you about that classical music.
And I never trusted that friend of hers.
That's the end. And I think we got a little stinger coming up here. But I made the video way too long for the end here. There we go. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. That was
You're
fun.
welcome. Yeah, it was fun. I messed up on a couple of words. I saw it. Said I
You
thought
did
it's
you did really
You
good
did-
though.
You did good. You did good.
I mean, especially with that teacher with all the weird words and whatever he was up to.
I loved your slang accent on that one.
yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna do on that one. That was all improvised.
That's what's fun about it. It's
I
all
had no idea.
improvisation.
Yeah, I had no idea that you were such an improviser. Have you done acting or anything in your past?
No. One time I was asked to be on a TV pilot, but it was weird. It was like you know the Taxi Cam Confessionals, that show
Yes.
where they would talk to somebody in the back of a taxi cab and they ask them some like personal question. But this show was you get your hair cut. So the lady that cut my hair invited me on, and then they had this guy with his big ass camera, like the lens was like, bigger than my head. And then he's all in my face and he's asking me questions and I couldn't even form a sentence. I was like, da, 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 like that. And then that was it. So I never got anywhere, but the show never became a reality. I forgot what it was called, but it was basically like the same thing as Taxi Cab Confessionals, but inside of like a barbershop kind of almost. But yeah, they were asking me some questions and I could not form a sentence. I couldn't do it. It was a long time ago. It was like 24, 25, something like that.
Okay.
I just couldn't do it. And it was just the guy made me nervous, just right in my face with a big camera, so yeah, I guess it wasn't meant for Hollywood.
Well, if you're talking about personal issues, I don't think it's very conducive to have a giant black circle staring in your face, you know?
Yeah, I didn't prepare or anything. I wasn't sure what was going to go on. I just showed up, and then I just sat in a chair, and all of a sudden it was like it was on, and I didn't know what was going to happen. It was just kind of weird. But
Well, did you get a free haircut at least out of it?
no, I had to pay.
Oh, that's bullshit, actually.
Yeah, they should have covered it. But man, they probably couldn't use any part of my footage. It was really bad. I mean, it was it was a sad scene. I felt bad about myself afterwards. I was like, oh shit, what are you doing? Yeah, then I came out when I came on YouTube when I started my YouTube channel. I originally didn't show myself. I would just use the avatar, and then later on, I started wearing a mask, like a neck gaiter.
Okay.
And then after that, I said I can't talk with this fucking thing on my face, so I just said fuck it. And then now I can just talk forever. I can go on anybody's show. It doesn't bother me anymore. But it took a long time to get to this point. Baby steps.
Did you have to envision everybody naked like they tell you to do in any of these speaking classes?
No, no.
Well,
But
considering you can't really see anybody, who are you envisioning naked,
yeah.
really?
Well, the thing is,
Good point.
in order to make it in the indie world, you need to get out there and you need to get yourself on camera. There's a lot of guys that still won't show themselves. You can still make it and not show yourself, but you got better chance if you show yourself. Some people hide behind an avatar.
Yep.
Uh,
I personally like seeing the person. I'm not into looking at somebody's avatar. And yeah, me, same type of thing. I'm like, okay, I have to start a show to start doing stuff. And I'm like, just embrace the cringe, Christy. You know?
but
Yeah, I
it's just
throw
fun.
up the avatar. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, what? You what avatar?
I throw up the avatar when I need to clear my throat or do something that's not going to be too comfortable on camera.
Yeah,
So,
one time they caught Ray on panel. The guy Ray Haylock, he was picking his nose when he came back from the video. He was like, "You got to be careful about that.
yeah.
We are live, and things can happen." So we've had a bunch of things happen. We got kicked off our stream. We got struck for playing bad content, I guess. But it's all fun. I know it's something different, getting out there, meeting your fans. Just something you have something in common. Everybody that's joining the panel or the chat usually likes comics or into comics, or new to the scene but interested in comics, or we're just hanging out just to have a good time. So Thursday nights on the Man Cave, we just like to have fun. It's kind of like guys' night out. You know what I mean? But we're not going anywhere. We're just hanging out. But we could smoke or drink or whatever and just just have some laughs and just forget about life for a while. Just have fun. And so that's why I like streaming. And I get to meet all kinds of people like you guys and talk about. I wasn't expecting to tell my UFO story today. I didn't know you guys were into that kind of stuff, but yeah, I have
We
so many stories. I can write a book, and I was actually thinking about writing some kind of book. I don't know how big it would be, but there's different experiences I've had besides like UFOs and stuff. But just a lot of paranormal things happen. I think if you have an open mind and you're looking for it, or you'll see it more than a person who doesn't believe in it or is closed-minded, who thinks it can't be real or whatever. Those are the kind of people that won't see a Bigfoot or whatever, see a UFO or whatever. Those people that don't believe, you're not. I don't know. I think it just hits you when you least expect it. You're just looking out the window one day and you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, Belmont was right. There are aliens." You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't believe my story. You know what I mean? I think I'm just. Even my brother like asked, "You sure you saw a UFO? You sure?" Yeah, I'm sure. I got no. I'm not making any money off this. What I got to gain?
right,
Uh,
absolutely. Now, have you ever gone to any UFO conventions or anything like that?
One time, I went to the sand dunes, really south. What is it called? and it's the area where they have like the original cow what's it called, mutilations, the cattle mutilations, like Snippy the horse, I believe, and all that stuff. Like, and there's still to this day a lot of cattle mutilations are down there. But they had this UFO conference. I think it was Salina or something like that, Colorado, middle of nowhere, Colorado. So it was a couple hour drive or so for me to get down there because I'm in Denver. And they had the UFO um, like shindig in this what was it, like a shed or something like that, and they had some seats in there, and they had some guests. They had Daryl Sims, who is a big UFO guy. I don't know if you've seen him. He's been on History Channel.
I'm not sure if I
Um,
have, although I do watch a bit of different UFO shows, so who knows? Maybe I've seen him
he
but don't know who he
he's
is.
got a big mustache and he wears like a cowboy hat. He's from Texas. He claims that he got abducted when he was like 9 or something like that, and he's been abductee for like half his life, and then I guess the experiences stopped. Um,
Okay.
but
Well,
but
let me ask you this. Have you watched number either Curse of Oak Island and or Ancient Aliens?
yeah, I got kind of burnt out on Ancient Aliens after like I don't remember what season it was, but I haven't watched it recently because it's kind of like a rehash. Every time I watched it, it would be the same thing over and over again, or like a
Yep.
little bit of new footage wrapped in with the old footage. But yeah, I used to be into that and all the UFO shows. Anything that's on about UFOs, I listen to Coast almost every night or the replay the next day.
Yep.
I'm a Coast to Coast insider, so every night I'm listening to something about UFOs. I think if you're obsessed with it or thinking about it all the time, you can also maybe manifest it. Maybe I manifested these UFOs as, being into the subject for so long that it just happened. I don't know, but
Well, that's an interesting theory. I guess I'm really not that into UFOs, although have seen plenty of television shows. But I did ask you if you've watched those things because our most recent parody, which I think is one of the best ones we've done, is Jerks of Joke Island meet Ancient Avians, and it's going to be very, very, very funny. Not going to be, it is very, 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 very funny, and the print edition is going to be landing in mailboxes hopefully within the next couple of weeks for our subscribers. So that is the title of our next parody.
I
Freaking
love Oak Island,
hilarious.
except it's just so boring to watch it for a while because then they're gonna the whole episode they milk like finding like a piece of scrap metal or something. But I do
Preston,
believe there's
I think I sent you a digital copy of that issue. Please read that parody. It's gonna make you happy that you wasted so much time watching Gary find a nail over and over.
but they spent man, I think they spent like a few million each year looking for it. So God knows how much money they spent already. So even if they do find it, it would have to be worth a lot of money to make up for that. And then you got whatever Canada or whatever with their hand out waiting for them to find something, then saying, "Oh, thanks for finding that gold that we lost in 1846."
Yep.
You already see they're already up there behind about that. They want to have like a geologist or whatever hang out with them, so if they find anything, they can declare it, making sure they're not gonna find gold
Hmm.
and not tell the government about it or whatever.
Right. Yeah, they actually have an interesting kind of spin-off to that show where they are talking with other treasure hunters and all of their problems that they have with governments basically swooping in and uh claiming these treasure finds where these people invested millions and millions of dollars to find only to find out that it's all tied up in legal stuff with the governments and everything. So, yeah.
I think
Don't be
there's
a
something
treasure
in there.
hunter.
They want to just make that elaborate trap that floods and all that stuff, and it's just all those rocks and boulders put into a cross, and just all that work in that handmade triangle swamp. It's just there's something going on in that island, I believe, and I don't know what it is. It might not even be gold. It might, who knows? Maybe it's the Ark of the Covenant or something.
Right.
But
I mean, that's kind of the thing I think they're looking for. It's more kind of a uh esoteric type treasure, not necessarily gold.
But I think there's something of great importance is hidden there, and it will be found. I don't know when, 30 years from now, 20 years from now, but one day they'll hit it. I mean, they just keep drilling holes like everywhere. Eventually, they're gonna have to
Well,
hit something.
maybe or maybe not. Maybe the CIA already found it all, so it's no
I
longer there.
guess that is possible. I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so I actually think we're gonna close the stream down. I've seen both my dad and my dad's girlfriend come out trying to get my attention. I don't know if they're like, shut it down, Christy. You guys are talking way too much about aliens out there.
Yeah,
The neighbors are getting suspicious.
make me want to fire
Oh,
up my show again and start talking about this stuff again. I have new episodes that I was working on, so
well, and
Join the
that will
foxhole. Join the foxhole.app.
Foxhole. It's
do
easy to
that.
remember.
Do that. The community over there is very supportive. You'll probably get a relatively quick audience of up to 5 or 10 people without trying that hard if you're doing alien stuff, wouldn't you say, Batman?
Easily.
Okay.
Easily.
All right.
Especially if you're pushing comic books and you're not pushing the typical news of the day bullshit that everybody else seems to be covering, because everybody's gotten tired of it. We've been doing it for 5 years already. We're done.
Are
Or
they?
doing hot topics for views, for clicks. Yeah, I
Yep.
haven't done that on my channel. That's why my channel didn't really like blow up or anything. It seems like you either got to do drama or you got to do point out the stuff that you hate, talk about Star Wars or Disney or whatever, the wokeness, and just complain or whatever, or have some girls with boobs on screen. Other than that, it's hard work to get your channel to get subs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, how long have you guys been doing the man cave, by the way? That's a
We
fun
just hit
show.
a year. We just hit a year, but before that, we were doing another show called the High Stream, and that only lasted like 40 episodes or 38, something like that, because we just ran out of content. There's only so many weed videos and so many jokes and stuff we can do. We ran out of content. Well, we did well, around 40 shows, and then me and Good Stuff we had a meeting, and I came up with the idea for doing a man cave show. I mean, it's been done. I mean, if you go on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of people have a man cave this, man cave that, but they're all different. This one's completely different, I think, than the rest. We basically have a guest that's a indie creator or something like that. Sometimes we don't have a guest, but most of the time we do. And we give them a chance to talk about their campaign. We don't want to shill too long, but we let them give a few minutes. And then the rest of the time, we're just having fun, watching videos, laughing, like a guy's night out.
Yeah.
And some guys are drinking on panel. We're not getting like sloppy drunk where we're falling over or anything like that. We're just having a couple of beers. Some I don't even drink. I just smoke. So I don't smoke on camera or whatever. I'll go off camera, but I'll turn on my avatar for that. And yeah, we just have a good time, and it's been going well. So we're just going to keep going. We just hit a year mark. I think episode 52 or 53 is coming up next, and I'm still doing shows. This Sunday, I got another show happening. K-pop. K-pop junkie. She's got a new channel on YouTube. She's been around the scene now, helping creators, spreading the words of the projects. I mean, we need more people like that. We need people reviewing the projects. We need people backing the projects.
Yeah.
We need people retweeting. Even if you don't have the money to back the project, you can retweet. You can do you can do a lot of things that don't cost any money.
Yeah, there and that is almost as valuable as backing a project is number one, saying nice words about a project. That helps with morale. Plus, you're putting it out there that you kind of endorse a project. So yeah, even if you can't financially support a project, it helps so much to just talk about it online.
Or just have me on your show, or invite
Oh
me
yeah.
on your show. Talk about comics. I got another show coming up with John's Longbox. He just loves comics. He likes talking about comics, and it's a one-on-one. You just sit there and just have a good time, and we just geek out about comics. That's it. and we just need more of that in the community and video reviews. I had a guy this morning who backed my book, and he did um, a video review for me. And those are the best you can get, a video review, and those go a far way. People are gonna see those videos and never heard of my comic, and they might dig it, and maybe they'll back or become a fan or watch the show, or just be a part of the community. That's all we ask. Just ask people to help out, promote, retweet, like projects, invite us on their shows. It means everything to a guy who doesn't really have a big audience. So I like to let the little creators on my show, give them a chance. Because one time I was a tiny guy, I didn't even have 20 subs, barely had a channel, and no one knew who I am. And I appreciate anybody who let me on their channel. You know what I mean, to talk about my comics. So I know how it is. Sometimes you write to somebody and you expect they're going to write you back and you're going to get your spot, and they don't even write you back. They
Yep.
can't even tell you no. It is don't
Yes.
they ghost
That-
you or no response.
Exactly. That's how small you are. You don't even deserve a response.
Yeah, I've had that happen many times. Still
Yeah.
happens. I ask somebody and they won't respond, or they'll give you like a yeah kind of. But they won't
Mhm.
let you on or whatever for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I know a
I've
pot's
been begging for attention for 4 years. So I know how it all goes.
I know pot smoking fox is not up everybody's alley, and weaponized werewolf and the stuff I'm putting out. I know weed's not a subject for everybody, and it's not just that's not what the whole comic book's not just about. That it's just one part of it. But there's people that say I can't go on their show because of that element. And that's fine. I mean, everybody has their own, but I'm still gonna promote my book. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it how I wanted to. I'm not gonna leave out pot smoking to because there's a few people out there that might get offended. I didn't even think about that when I created it. I didn't think there's gonna be somebody that might not like it or whatever. I just created it because it's what I wanted to do. I mean, it's just what I came
Mhm.
up with. But that's another thing in comics. They got rid of smoking in comics. They can't show smoking cigarettes or cigars, or like Wolverine can't have his cigar, or the Thing can't smoke a cigar, and it's ridiculous how we've come this far, and now this wokeness in comics and all this. I guess it's a good thing for indie comics. Let the big guys destroy themselves. Let them eat themselves while we get bigger.
Hmm.
And who knows? Down the road, you might see some of these indie comics turn into Netflix series or whatever the newest platform is. You'll see. You're gonna see like, oh, remember that comic book? Man, I wish I bought that comics for $5,000. Only
Yep.
200 people backed it, and they're not. They're holding on to their copy. They're not selling it.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen. There's gonna be some rare comics with a lot of money. Everybody's gonna be like, damn, I wish I had that. I wish I backed that book.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, the thing, and that's something I would say to indie publishers that maybe are holding on to an extra 10, 15, 20 books. If you have that grind and you're going to go somewhere, hang on to those 10, 15, 20 books and sell them yourself later. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm keeping some
keep
comics for myself. I got some signed ones. Mike signed, Mike Barron. Um, but I do want to get them in the hands. I don't want them to collect dust, in my room or whatever. I want them to get them in the hands, but I do want to keep a small stack for myself. So when I put out my next book, I'll probably offer a catch up tier so you can back issue 1 and 2,
Mhm, mhm.
something like that. But
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. I think if you're betting on yourself, it is important to kind of keep those things because we've been doing it since the very beginning. Our very first print run was 300 books, and we sold out of those really quick, except for we were smart enough to hold 20 back of our very first #1 print run. And we're like, and I'm like, mm, this is a bit of like, this is maybe one retirement vacation, these 20 books, 20 years down the line, first
yeah,
run, first edition of Flip City. Yep. It's fun to bet on yourself that way, in
yeah,
my
I haven't made
opinion.
any money. It cost me more money to put out these books than I brought in, but I don't. consider that a failure or anything like that. I'm still going. I still got copies to sell. Um, little by little, I'm trying to earn everybody's respect or whatever. Just trying to get the word out there, keep pushing every single day. It's hard to stay motivated, but I manage. I get up every day and just promote every single day. I know a lot of people are sick of it or sick of seeing,
Have
the
people
same
said
thing.
that to you?
No,
Have,
no, but
okay, that's good.
but you might get a couple guys that might unfollow you here and there, and you assume it's probably because you posted a lot. But what else you got to
Maybe.
do? I mean, you don't got no other, you don't got no money for Facebook ads or whatever. I didn't spend any money except for some super chats. Maybe spent 20 or 30 bucks on super chats. Other than that, I haven't spent a dime on marketing my book. Just getting out there and hitting the pavement,
Yeah.
um, doing some
And
small shows, and
and you know what? As an indie super chatting people that are friendly to indie comics, that is the best way you can freaking spend any money to market. If you're going to spend money, that is the way to do it. Super chat your dude.
yep, you got
Yeah.
nothing to lose. A few bucks. I did that. Got the word out that way, and just entered a lot of chats. Hung out in a lot of shows in their chats, and just said hi to everybody and became part of the community. Got became guest on their show, and then I invite them on my show, and then I retweet their stuff. They retweet me. One hand washes the other. So that's how you grow. You help other people and they help you. These other guys, they never. Some guys out there, they just don't do that. They only about themselves, and they think that they're just going to put out this product and everybody's going to retweet them and they're going to back their book. They don't have to follow anybody back. That's not how it works. You're not going to get very far doing that unless you're like an ex pro or something like that and you have an
Right.
established fan base. But if you're coming out of nowhere, no one knows who you are. It doesn't matter how much time or work you put into that book. If no one knows who you are, they're not going to back you. Not many.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing too. I'm glad that we kind of finally, after a few years of publishing, not doing the crowdfunding thing, we literally jumped in because I feel like we need community ourselves. Like I'm excited to meet people that enjoy the indie publishing and are in it and all that kind of stuff. And I've made plenty of friends in a short amount of time. And I thank you so much for coming on my show and letting me
Thank you.
come on your show. It's fun. I like networking.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, it's like a guys' night out, and we enjoy ourselves. We have a good time. We don't do any drama, no drama streams. We don't talk about the latest topic or whatever it is. We just do what we want to do. We play the videos we want to play, and we just have fun.
Fantastic. So as far what I did in the description is of this video is I put your link tree, but as far as where you want people to follow you, what is your preferred platform?
Mostly on Twitter, at Justin_Belmont, like on the screen right here. But with the underscore between my first and last name. So I'm mostly on Twitter, but I do have an account on Instagram, which is Justin Belmont 77. Because of Instagram, like my Instagram account, and I'm also on YouTube, Belmont Press Comics. And I'm just trying to get out there, pick up more subs, spread the word of my comics and others, and
Mhm.
support the comics that I like. I can't support every indie comic there is and every creator there is, but the ones that I do like, if I see something cool or whatever, I'll retweet it. Um, and I hope they do the same, but you don't ever expect that. But that's the best way to do it, just to help others, and they will help you. And then if people like your book, they'll tell other people they liked your book, and then you'll get guys like Michael who did a video for me earlier and did a review, said he liked, can't wait for the next issue. So that's the kind of stuff that keeps me motivated, keeps me because it's not easy putting together a comic book. I can assure you that I already have multiple problems right now on issue 2, and I'm only 5 pages in. So it's not easy, but in the end, it's worth it, I think. And it'll come out when it's ready. I mean, I don't have a date when it's going to come out. I don't know. Whenever it's ready. I'm at the mercy of my artist. the script is done, but how fast the penciler can pencil, how much time he has. So it's going to be a waiting game, but hoping to get it out maybe by late end of the year. I'm not sure though.
Right, right. I'm starting to be in the absolute dark. Oh, look, moon,
Hey,
moon
you're gonna see a
behind me.
werewolf.
I think maybe. Hopefully not a weaponized one.
That's what I want to see next. I want to see a dog man or a werewolf.
Right. Hey, well, I think we're gonna close the stream down because we've been going an hour 45 minutes. And Batman, do you have any closing thoughts for tonight?
Yeah, I do actually, because I am on the Belmont Press Comics page right now, and I'm looking at it, and I was looking to see which package would suit me best, and I was trying to understand what you meant by all three virgin covers.
Oh, okay. You're on the you're on the Fund My Comic second chance.
Yes, that's the one
Okay.
that came up first for me.
Okay, the virgin covers just means that the text is not on the cover. So the logo, Smoke's logo and the weaponized werewolf logo, all the text, everything, all the credits, everything is wiped off the cover. So it's just the artwork only, but the inside of the comic book is exactly the same. It does have words and everything. Everything is the same inside, but the outside, just the cover, doesn't have text. So they call that the virgin cover, and it's very
Gotcha.
rare. I only had about I think 35 or something of each cover made for the virgin cover, so it's very very rare.
Right. Now, what is this be showing on Cosmic is showing on the screen? This is Smokes the Fox.
Yeah, that's the
That's the figure.
Keshi Dreams. That's the Keshi Dreams. Yeah, the figure. And there are 2-inch figures and there's a 4-inch figure. The 2-inch figure, there's 3 different colors. There's the red, the gray, and the green. And the green and the red are translucent, so you can kind of like see through them a little bit.
Right.
And then there's the 4-inch blue. And they come with they come with removable weapons. They come with an RPG and a bazooka, the 2-inch ones.
Oh wow. Okay.
And if you scroll down, you can see the color, different colors. But
And that's
it's a
the
pretty.
Indiegogo. That's the Indiegogo page.
No,
or
I
the
have 2 on
Kickstarter?
Fun. I have 2 on Fund My Comic right now. This is the Red Rum campaign, which is the only place to get the Red Rum figure is on Fund My Comic. It's exclusive red color. I told Luke that I wanted to do something special for his platform, so that's the Red Rum. And anybody who backs that will get a red pouch and a pair of glow in the dark dice. And
Yep,
that's the
I'm
blue.
looking at it now.
That's the blue one. The blue one comes in a tin and it comes with a Belmont press magnet, so you can take that magnet off, put it on your fridge. And then there's add-ons. You can get the poker chip, Smokes poker chip, a mini comic book. It's like a little dollhouse size comic. It's kind of like a
Right.
prop. You can't really open it. It's just like a little
Okay.
display thing. And then you can also get a keychain, and I got some. And you get the collector box if you buy the 2-inch. And then these are the stickers. If you back a comic, you get the stickers. And then I also have digital comics. Basically everything I've ever put out.
You don't happen to have an all-in-one package, do you? Where you get the books, you get a page, you get the figures.
Oh yeah, there's the big boy bundle on the action figure one on the Fund My Comic one. It's called the Big Boy Bundle. It comes with 2 comics, the figure, 2 stickers. If that's what you're looking for, are you looking for both the comics and the 2-inch?
Yeah, yeah.
He's ready for you to go. My wife's gonna be like, "How long are you gonna be on there for?"
Oh, it's my dad. It's my
Yeah.
dad.
Oh,
He's
if you
being
do-
patient with me.
If you do want everything, there's a 2 comics and the 2-inch figure big boy combo. It's on the Red Rum.
I'm looking at the big boy combo now, but I don't see the price for it.
It's
All right.
such.
Hey,
You see it?
hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Let's go ahead and end the stream, but we can keep
Yeah.
going, and Justin can totally talk you through your purchase if
I'll
that's
talk
okay,
all
Batman.
Yeah, I'll talk all night because I've had a little bit to smoke.
Oh yeah, no, we can absolutely hang out backstage, but I want to go ahead and end the stream because one, I have to go to the bathroom. Two, I want another beer. So let's end the stream. Everybody that is hanging out with us tonight, thank you so much for being here. I had a great time with you, Justin, and I was super excited to hear about your UFO sightings. That was fun.
Yeah,
I didn't
true
know that
story.
about you. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to let all that out either.
I know. I just have that way with the
But you
creative
had that foil
chaos
hat
stream.
on. You intrigued me, and I was caught in the web, and
You
things
were.
happened.
I did it on purpose. It's why I came to Utah just to have those crazy cliffs behind me while I put on my tinfoil hat was to get you to talk about your UFO experience. But thank you everybody for coming to Creative Chaos tonight. We're going to end the stream. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I apologize for not checking in with chat. I'm not on my regular system. So thank you. I apologize for not shouting out the chat tonight. Thank you for Batman for helping me shout out the chat tonight. Is there anybody that you want to shout out right
Yeah,
now before we leave? Yeah.
as a matter of fact, my brother Donnie from the Bat Cave podcast just jumped in real quick. I hope you're still there, Donnie. If you're there, God bless you, brother. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you. I couldn't jump into your show because I was working here on hours. So you got stuck in New York. Is still out there, and
Cool.
I don't know who this is. Just the foxhole because I don't have the access to the other ones. I'm still tech tarded, so for me it's
Retarded.
That is
I
okay.
am tech tarded.
I think I blanketed it with letting everybody know we haven't been checking in on chat as normal because I am visiting my dad. There he goes right now. So thank you again, Justin. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, chat. Next week we have Mike Barron coming
Holy shit!
on. Yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. And
Oh, nice.
Batman will be doing the interview. So I'm super excited for that because we're flipping things on their head. I'm going to hang back while Batman interviews Mike Barron, and I'm super excited to see you kind of geek out on him.
Oh, you're gonna have
And
a
I will
great
be.
time.
I will be.
I'm gonna tune into that. I can't miss that.
Yeah,
I may
next
have to
week,
smoke
same
before
time.
that show.
Yeah, make sure you do.
Yeah, do it.
I
Well,
was gonna tonight, but I didn't get up in time. I took a
I guess
nap.
I should let Mike know this is a weed friendly show, right? And
Yes,
Yeah,
let them know.
absolutely.
blazed all night. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna end the stream. Justin, if you want to hang out and talk backstage, let's do that. And Cause, if you want to take it away, thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.